Okay, so I've been following the story for about a week now, as you guys know. It's about this 14-year-old guy named Aaron. He is a nuisance to the Chuck E. Cheese fan base. He steals tech from the Chuck E. Cheese, his Chuck E. Cheese location, and he's can you really call him a pervert if he's legitimately like? Actually, no, you can call him like a psychotic pervert. You are literally imagining nasty stuff with an imaginary character made up by probably a man. Do you know how sick and twisted that is? Like, we gotta get him out. Or at least sit him down and let's... You know what? I don't even know if that will work. What I'm saying is, we gotta get him out of the fan base. And I hate to be there because you guys know I don't like drama on my channel. I don't like anything, but after the things I've seen that he did, it's really starting to upset me. As being a fan of the Chuck E. Cheese animatronics, hearing that this guy is stealing tech from his location is really... It hits a bad nerve. That's all I can say about that. I know that, my videos are weird. I mean, I would never do that to my location. I respect the people there because, they can honestly say, hey, you can't film there. We don't want you filming here, but they do, and I show utmost respect because most of those, you gotta understand, at least in my location, they look like they have to be in their early 20s or teenagers. So, some people, I know us fan bases, we don't mind it. We love Chuck E. Cheese, but there are some people out there who do get annoyed, and I have ran into some customers, and not customers, but I ran into some employees, and I know that they just look tired. And from working at a restaurant myself, I don't work at Chuck E. Cheese, but I work at another restaurant, I understand that, working at a restaurant is not necessarily the funnest place to work. Chuck E. Cheese, for me, that's a dream to work at, but I know that some people... it gets tiring, especially when you have to deal with screaming kids, you have to hear the screaming kids, and that's annoying. I have to hear that on the weekends, and now that it's summer, I hear screaming kids. We gotta show respect to these employees, because they are giving their all to serve us. And what Aaron did, stealing from his location, number one, it's illegal. Number two, it's just disrespectful. And I've heard he was disrespectful to the employees. People have to understand, Chuck E. Cheese is a restaurant. It's an entertainment place, and yes, for some people, again, it's a dream to work there. But then, you gotta understand also, again, it's a restaurant. And it's a really stressful place to work at a restaurant. For people who I follow and stuff like that, who work at restaurants, they can back me up on this. Plus, you gotta admit, sometimes they go in the kitchen. The kitchen's not necessarily a good place to be, especially during the summer. And then these employees, they have to worry about all these fights that might happen because there's been reports about fights and stuff. So that raises stress levels too. And then, also what you gotta admit is that Chuck E. Cheese is for, little kids' birthday parties. You got all these families who want to make it the best birthday ever, and, you also have that pressure on them to make them and give them a good experience. And, yes, it's a fun place to work. I've said that several times, I know, throughout this video, but it's also a stressful time. And it's a stressful thing. And plus, you gotta watch out, you have to watch out for these little kids to make sure they get home safely with their parents, too. And then, from one of my experiences, I've never seen a fight, at my location, but I have seen a lot of the customers come up and give the employees crap. And, I'm sorry, that's just really disrespectful. And that's where I'm coming about that is, that's kind of why not only is it illegal and not only is stealing wrong, But it's putting more pressure on these employees, too, that are already probably under a lot of stress. I mean, guys, also, they have families, too, they want to get home to. And if, someone like Aaron does this stuff, that keeps them from their families. So anyway, he's ruining families, too. He just has to be stopped. That's the moral, and that's the topic of this video, is just he has to be stopped. And I hate being the one that probably has to stop him. And, plus there's like people who travel to actually go to see these road shows for their YouTube channels. Unfortunately, I am one of those who, I can't go every day or every week. Sometimes it's like 5 or 6 months before I get to go to my location due to scheduling and stuff like that. And I know when I go there, I want to enjoy my time. I don't think of filming Chuck E. Cheese as my location's road stage. I don't think of it as a job because I personally enjoy that. And a little side note, I know I'm rambling on. A little side note is I was a fan of animatronics ever since I was 7. And that's the whole reason I go, is to see the animatronics and kind of learn how they function. And that's another reason also for my channel and also for me filming these videos. It's not just for you guys. It's because I would like to one day have a restaurant or, learn how to work or build an animatronic. So rewatching these videos and seeing how they function, and it's been kind of crap the last 2 visits I've been because the animatronics really wasn't working. First, Helen's eye was like literally scratched up. I think her eye was still scratched up. I still had to go back on the videos to see that. But I know Pasquale, Munch, and Chucky they were working, but they really weren't working too well. So that's all I got for this video. I'll try to find more, and let's create a hashtag, whatever. I don't know if I did that right, but let's make a hashtag to stop this guy and report him. Blog. See if you can email Instagram. Tell Instagram about the harassment and stuff like that. And tell YouTube about the harassment too, what he's doing. Maybe he'll get stopped. Who knows? That's all I got for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Comment, like, subscribe. If you want to see more, if you have any more details, tell me at the bottom or in the comments of the description, and I will try to make another video about it soon. That's all I got.